Good evening, model railroaders and train enthusiasts.
Welcome back for part 2 of TrackSideMike and Lauren from OVR do a second live in 2 days. Tonight's guest is Goalie George Budatak from Soundtracks, which everyone can see at Saturday. Hey, George, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here, guys.
Nice layout.
So we'll start off with a non-train question, George. What are you most excited about for your trip coming to Canada on Friday and Saturday?
Non-train?
Yeah, non-trains.
Gee, I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that because it's been so focused on the train part of it. I don't know what kind of good meals do you guys have up there that would be unique? Because that's poutine. The kind of stuff I like when I travel is trying the different foods.
Well, first off, poutine.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that's
I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Fries with gravy with cheese curds, and now you can get like chives and bacon and.
Whoa! You had me at fries and gravy and cheese.
Oh yeah.
What about Harvey's?
What's a Harvey's?
That's where they make hamburgers great.
He knows what a Tim Hortons is. He knows what a Tim Hortons is, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what a Tim's is. All right. Well, right now I would say, obviously, Harvey's is a Canadian burger chain where you can get like a flame grilled burger, Angus style, with a poutine. Obviously, that's that's a great option for a fast food. Because you're in the southern part of Ontario, perch and pickerel are in season right now. Wouldn't they be trackside?
Yeah.
Next option is something that is a Canadian cuisine. I'm thinking about this one, Mike. I mean,
Canadian cuisine.
We do pizza a bit different here. Like obviously, you can still get New York style or Chicago style or thin crust. I would say most of the meats are pretty well the same. We do chicken a bit different. When asparagus is in season, Mike, a lot of us will eat asparagus pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Wait, last time I seem to remember last time I was up there, we went to some fried chicken. It was like a sit-down restaurant chain. But it was north of Toronto, and I can't think of the name of it now.
Mary Brown's?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Thinking Mary Brown's.
Yeah. Okay. Or, it could be.
Yeah.
What about
Barry was the one who took me there, and he said, we got to go here. And so we went there, and it was really good. I liked it.
Well, the best chicken in London, because I know that's where you're staying over, is the Three Little Pigs, isn't it, Mike? The Portuguese pigs.
Yeah, my buddy owns that one.
And it's Portuguese chicken.
That's it.
Yeah.
Swiss Chalet?
That was it.
Well, that's a chain. Yeah, the Swiss Chalet.
I can't. Like I said, I'm already embarrassed the fact that I couldn't come up with poutine. I'm way out of. I'm just turning my whatever card.
I think Lauren threw the curveball at us with the non-train related question.
I know. Start us off a little left field there. All right.
Yeah. This is your 5th trip to Canada, or your 6th trip to Canada, George?
I think it's 4th or 5th, because the last time I visited your store, it was still your dad that had it, and that was that trip I was talking about. And then I did Calgary 3 or 4 times. So it would be either 5 or 6.
So it's been 2018 since you last were in Ontario.
Yes, that sounds right.
So everyone, George doesn't come to Ontario often. This is a must. Please come to the event on Saturday. In addition, we are having a special after-show clinic with George from 5 to 6. Please sign up. George will be doing a presentation on what's exciting coming at Soundtracks, as well as my favorite YouTuber in there on Tracksides, Forever DCC Doug, He will be glued to your hip, learning about all things Blue Nami on his 1982 DC layout.
Hey, that'll definitely work out because the DC layout, the holdouts just hit the jackpot because now they don't need to buy all those DCC systems and extra throttles and everything, and they get all the benefits of DCC.
You might just say now they're no longer blue with envy.
Haha. Wait, is that the right color?
Well, it's a tsunami of blueness now.
There you go. But I will tell you that, the clinic that I'm planning to build or put together and present for you guys is going to be it's going to be informational. So it'll be about Blue Nami, all the things about Blue Nami and what you can do. And then the second half is going to be operations. One of the quotes I like to tell people, there was a movie years ago called Mystery Alaska. And it was a bunch of ragtag hockey players in Alaska that were so good they managed to get an exposition against the New York Hockey Rangers. And anyway, there was one scene where Burt Reynolds, as the coach, was walking through the town. Trust me, I'm getting to something with this. But anyway, I'm getting back to train related, so bear with me. But anyway, Burt Reynolds walking through the town, and he sees this kid, he's playing hockey. And he's the pond hockey in town. He's swatting at the puck, but he keeps missing. And the reason is because he's swatting his stick where the toe of the stick is up in the air. He's just swatting it, so the heel is the only thing on the ice. So Bert comes over and teaches him, hold the stick up a little bit differently. So you put the whole blade on the ice. And this is where it's relevant, is because Burt Reynolds told the kid, you paid for the whole stick, you might as well use it. And so what I try to do with my clinics is not only make them entertaining and informational, but also to show you and unlock the things that are built into our decoders that give you that more real railroading experience. Kind of like the hockey stick. You paid for the whole decoder, you might as well use it. And so with this, we'll get you some basic information so that you can start real railroad operations, so that now you can try to use it more realistically, using whistle signals, brakes, and some basic scenarios like that to try to help make your operations more fun. Because anybody can turn a knob on a power pack. Heck, that's what we used to do in the 80s. But why do we want DCC? Well, it's because I can control an individual locomotive. Great. But if we're still not doing much more than turning a knob on a power pack, then what really are we benefiting? And that's where sound comes in, because everybody's got to have sound. We all have to have our locomotives with sound. We want all the cool lighting effects and everything that's built into these locomotives. But when I go to op sessions, I find a lot of times where guys are just using the throttle knob. I was at an op session with one of our new engineers a few years back, and there was a grade crossing right in front of us, and our train was stopped waiting for this guy's train to come around. He was coming around, and I made a comment to our engineer. I said, watch this. This is a grade crossing. He's not even going to blow the horn. Through it, comes around the corner. He comes walking over, and he sees me, and he goes, oh, I forgot to blow the horn. I said, yeah. Don't worry, though. The guy in the car, he's FRA. He's already on the phone with your supervisor. So, but my point is that we buy the sound. We want all the sound in it. And so I want to try to make it fun and entertaining and also a little bit more interactive because, like I said, we all do want the sounds. We want all those features. And so let's try to show you how you can use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the brake squeal and all that and the flange squeal.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
And with our Tsunami too, and now Blue Nami, we actually have multiple braking systems. So you can even use the brakes more prototypically over and above just a squeal. And then you can actually use them as functioning brakes. And we'll talk about that at the clinic. So everybody come by, and I don't want to give away too much, but we'll come by and see the clinic, and we'll be happy to go into detail about that. And then we'll have, of course, a Q&A session at the end.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Are you going to have your garden scale, like any display stuff? Or
I won't have any big stuff with me because I'm trying to fit this all into a suitcase.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I'm actually bringing 3 of Soundtrack's locomotives. They are 2 diesels and a steam. I've got a handful of HO track, and then I'm bringing 2 of my personal locomotives, some GP15s that I did Blue Nami installation in. and I'll have those consisted up and running on the track as well. And we can play around and ask questions and show you how they run consisted.
That's awesome, George.
And I'll tell you, with Blue Nami, consisting is so much easier and faster. You literally click, click, there's your lead loco. Click, 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 there's your rear. And then you just add them in and you're done. And then you go back to your lead unit on your screen and you just run your train. And the app intelligently sends the commands out to each individual locomotive in your consist so that only your lead unit will blow the horn, ring the bell, but all of them will use the brakes. All of them will use the dynamic braking. All of them will mute if you need them to, and so forth.
Nice.
Very cool.
Part of the reason I really promote that is because Lauren's in thought.
Yeah.
Sorry, George. Keep going.
I was going to say, part of the reason I really promote that is when I go to clubs and I go visit around and do my presentations or visit railroads, things like that, I find there's a lot of, for lack of a better term, confusion when it comes to running trains, because you notice that they'll have the lead unit do the lights, horn, bell, but then none of the trailing units will use the brakes. And I think that's part of why they don't use all the functions in the decoders, because they don't know how to set up the consisting. And DCC makes it somewhat easy, but you have to do math and you have to know what you're doing, and you have to go through and create CV values based on which locomotives and you want to make which sounds. And so with this opportunity to be able to do that through the app, now you no longer have to worry about CVs. You can get a proper operating consist, and you're actually going to have a really fun experience. And in the best part, going back to your DC guy, he doesn't have to change anything. But let's even go to the DCC guys. Let's say you have a user that's NCE only. He's just, he waves the NCE flag, or his counterpart across town waves the Digitrax flag. And what happens is when they go to each other's layout, they can't stand it because, I hate this other system, fill in the other blank. Well, now with the Blue Nami, they don't even have to worry about it. They just put on the track, connect to the app, and run trains. Anytime you bring guests over, you just download the app, and they're running trains on your layout, and they don't have to have, you don't have to go out and buy new throttles and so forth.
Right. Crooked River and Eastern has a question for you.
So the question says, can Blue Nami still be used like a regular Tsunami 2? The answer is yes. It is basically a DCC decoder with the added benefit of the Bluetooth. So if you so choose, you can use the app to make all your settings and then put it on the track and run it with your other Tsunami 2s. You'll never know the difference. It's ultimately up to you. You get the best of all worlds.
Yeah, I was pretty interested in it when I met you in Amherst.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty phenomenal, actually, and pretty easy to use. Operator friendly.
And I'm finding more and more. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, when I do my contest for NCE, there's quite a few more steps that you got to do to make the contest.
Well, and if you're using your NCE style consisting, you're sort of building a hybrid, because you're still only sending function commands to the lead unit, even though it sets CV19, and behind the scenes, you just don't know it.
Right.
And so your braking would not be enabled until you there's a function or a setting in your consist where it says send function commands to consist, and you type yes, but then now you still have to go set CVs 21 and 22 to tell the decoder which CVs to function. So it's a little bit more, it's a different way of getting around it, but there is certainly some benefits, but this makes it so much faster and easier.
Right.
And the good news is all the function buttons are labeled on the app. So you can literally just see, I want to set my mute. You just find the mute label and press the button, and the locomotive's mute.
Nice. Yeah,
I'd have them in the background, but I already packed them. I went and packed them this afternoon when I got home. So they're packed and ready to come out.
Getting all ready for the big show.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a great time. Something you don't want to miss. This is, like say, Lauren's third pop-up event. He keeps cutting in and out of the stream. I don't know his Wi-Fi connection or his laptop, but we'll keep going. Hopefully he comes back there. But yeah, this is my third year going to the OVR pop-up event. Very first one was in 2020, and then we had one in 2021, and now, 2021, 22, and now 23. So definitely going to be a good time.
Well, I know he's told me that there are not any good shows anymore up in that area, and so he's trying to fill that void. So you definitely want to come out, because we're having some, not just us as the major manufacturer, we're having a bunch of major manufacturers coming out there. So you certainly want to come out. And then the best part is, like I said, you get your one-on-one time with us and other manufacturers there. Mm-hmm. I always find these small venues or these small events, and I say small meaning, less than several thousand people, right, where we get that one-on-one time. Because you come up to the booth and there's a whole bunch of people standing around, you kind of feel rushed. And right, so you think, okay, what's my most important question? And then that's what you ask. Yeah. But the good news is we'll have the time to sit down and go through all of your questions and answer everything you need. And then like they mentioned, we're doing a end of the day clinic. So we can ask some of these questions during the day, and then or during the day, and then finish up with the clinic, where you get that really full explanation, demonstration, and so forth, more so than maybe we could in the afternoon with other people milling about.
Yeah, no, for sure. Another question from Grandpa Rails: how's the distance on the Blue Nami?
So this is using a protocol called Bluetooth Low Energy. So it's a little different than, say, the range on your traditional headphones. We advertise up to 100 feet, which I guess that would be about 35 meters, something like that.
Yeah.
But I have a video on our YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com and search Soundtracks Blue Nami, you'll see a video where I did a range test, and I ended up going about 145 feet, and when I finally lost connection.
Oh wow, that's quite a distance. So I know my layout's not that big,
so, right?
Definitely it'll work in the basement for sure.
Oh yeah, and we have there was a DC club that was based out in New York, an O-scale group that was in the process of converting their layouts to DCC. They were looking and researching. And at Amherst, when I met you, we had our first Blue Nami 4 amp. They looked at it and and then they were like, wait, you mean I don't have to convert? No, sir, you don't. You just use this in your models. And they went, great. Now their whole let me try to say that again. Their whole club layout now is all Blue Nami.
Oh, wow.
So, and to answer Bernie, I don't know if I'll be able to fit it.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to bring the goalie mask. Because he's doing body scanning, and I should get another one. I have one already. I should get another one. But I don't think I'll be able to fit the goalie mask in my bag right now, because I got to carry all the other stuff. So maybe next time to the States, I'll try to sneak it into an checked bag.
Or just wear it on the plane. They won't think nothing.
There you go.
Just tell them you're going to Canada.
Nobody think anything of it.
Hopefully, maybe Lauren's just rebooting his computer there, but we'll keep going. So any other questions, guys? Don't be shy to ask George some questions about Blue Nami or the soundtracks. It's definitely going to be a great day at OVR. Weather looks nice, and indoors anyways, so we'll stay dry anyways and have lots of train talk. And
well, let's steer this a little bit. Lauren caught us off guard by asking about our non-train favorite thing. Let's talk about the train favorite thing. I mean, have you guys seen that store? I haven't. I haven't seen the new store yet, and every picture I've seen, I'm just blown away.
Oh wow!
He has certainly filled that store and has really, got the inventory. And so if you need a train in Canada, you definitely want to go to Otter Valley Trains. I mean, these guys certainly, and they stock all of our products. That's part of why we're coming out there to visit. They certainly are knowledgeable, and if they don't have it, they can certainly get it for you.
Yeah, no, if you've never been to this one, George, and you've been to the old one.
Yeah,
this is like twice the size.
It was the one in the back of his dad's house, but the new one, every picture online I see, I'm just flabbergasted by the way it looks, the organization, the stock levels. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find a way to get across the border with some stuff, because I'm gonna have to make my donation to Lauren and the crew up there while I'm there.
And and don't forget, U.S. dollar goes a long way here, right? So
yes, sir.
So that's the bonus part, right? You guys are to get a decent price, but even that much more with the U.S. dollar, right? And you walk in there for the first time, you're like, I could spend days here and still not find everything.
Right.
And then go home and go, I forgot this and I forgot that. It happens all the time.
Yep. I mean, I've traveled around and visited stores all over the country, and from the pictures I've seen, I'll qualify that it certainly is up in the top echelon of train stores. So I'm looking forward to the visit, looking forward to seeing everybody, and I certainly want to meet you guys up there. And answer your questions. Like I said, we're pretty proud of our product. We were voted Model Railroaders Reader's Choice Award winner for favorite sound decoder twice in a row when they were running that contest. So it was pretty exciting. We're undefeated champions. So that says volumes a lot. So definitely come out and see us.
Yeah, and like I say, there's like 15 manufacturers, so it's going to be an exciting day. I might even have to book Sunday off as well. But definitely going to be a great day. I call that dark 30. So I'll be there when it's still dark in the morning and coming home in the dark.
Gotcha.
And there's other guys coming up from U.S. too, right? I got a couple guys coming up from Ohio and Maryland staying at my place, and we're going to go there first thing in the morning. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm certainly looking forward to this event.
And just got a new import load, so there's lots of stock that has just come back into the store too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't be disappointed for sure.
There you go.
And Bernard's going to be doing scans and Intermountain and Aurora Miniatures, ITLA, Bowser. List goes on. George, couple book authors. I think George Stuka and another author of a book. Definitely not something I'm going to miss.
No. And I hope to see a lot of you guys from the Toronto area. I know there's a good modeling community up there. Even if we have to come, guys come down from Montreal, come visit us.
Yeah.
You don't get to as we mentioned earlier, I don't get to Canada very often, so I definitely want to meet everybody. Talk to you, as many of you guys as we can, and we'll answer any questions we can.
No, for sure. I think he's in the basement. Well, I'll bring him back up from the basement. Looks like he's ready to go.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I don't know. This week the whole internet's been bad for me. We've been doing a 2-week lead up, George. So every day we've been featuring a manufacturer, NMRA association, authors or that. So, like Mike said, we've got Soundtracks, we've got Rapido, we've got Bowser, we've got ITLA for laser kits, we got mini prints with Bernard scanning and having figurines. We have NMRA Canada, which they have their campaign drive, their learning layout, and they have their educational program there for the kids. We have Kevin Holland from Morning Sun and Rapido doing his books. We have Rapido. We have Claire Gilbert. So if anyone's ever met Claire, Claire's celebrating his 30th year in business this year. He makes resin cars, boats, freight cars. Been doing it, handmade molds and resin for 30 plus years. We have Aurora miniatures coming. We have Bowser. We have ESU. We have a static display provided by Atlas of upcoming models. We have a kids area which has an art and easel section, so kids can draw their favorite train or locomotive and have a contest for that. We have door prizes at the door, so everyone fill out the ballot. It can be entered into one of the door prizes. We have the Polka King. We have a Polka Pit. That's right, a Polka Pit. They're going to be rolling me out of the barrel at the end of the day, George. That's all I got to say.
All right.
And the cannon.
No, the cannon is still working on that one there, Mike. We have some RPM and bring and brag tables. So one of the traditions in our area for years, the London Motor Railroad Association used to have what's called a bring and brag table. So if anything that you're recently working on, whether models, whether kits, you name it, you could have it on your table, list a card on what you're doing. We're going to bring that back. We're going to have 4 to 6 tables of that. So kind of like a regionalized RPM style. There's going to be a few tables like that, George.
Okay.
The next thing that we have, we've got our own label, the OVR Trains label, so we have announcements that day, as well as updates on arrivals. And then you have the massive store. And I'm not trying to toot my tone, but you see nothing since the last time you've been here. You see nothing compared to this.
That's what I was just telling. While we were trying to find you out there in cyberspace, I'm super excited.
We were talking about the store.
Sorry, I was stuck in. Sorry, I was stuck in Cybertron, and I couldn't know how get my way back to Earth. Sorry. I was looking for Optimus Prime to drag me back to Earth. Yeah, you've never seen nothing like this.
Yeah.
Mike, you probably have never seen nothing like this. This will blow your mind when you walk in there on Saturday morning and be like, I don't know how you got any more room.
Yeah, no doubt. I know the first time I walked in the store, I was like, I've never been in a model train store this big.
No.
Yeah.
And I've traveled across North America and been in hobby shops. I like to stop at a lot of hobby shops when I'm traveling. And it's huge.
Yep, I'm certainly excited about being out there for to support you guys. You guys have been great. As I mentioned, they stock the full line of Soundtrax products. If they don't have it, they can get it for you. And they're probably Canada's biggest retailer. So for Soundtrax, and we want to make sure that they're there.
Yeah, need anything for your layout? Make a list. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I make a list and I still forget.
Well,
And you know what?
I'll tell you this: the one thing that keeps me honest when I'm traveling is I still got to get it home. So
I can ship it. I can ship it back to you, George.
Yeah. They do a good job on packaging.
You
knew I was going to say that, didn't you?
I did. But that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I told him I'm going to come up and make my donation to the store and leave with some stuff in my hand. So we'll see.
And the girls have it almost ready. But we're actually having a red carpet. Actually, it's a green carpet where the models can walk on the green carpet and take a picture with a photo backdrop of any of the manufacturers or any of the modeling celebs they want to take a picture with too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus AML's going to be there too.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Lionel's coming?
Lionel is there.
Oh,
Lionel. He's going to be in the. He told me, he's like, I'm not getting rid of any trains. I'm going to go hang out with Walter Osnack, 14-time Grammy-nominated artist, 4-time winner. Walter's been in 14 movies. His music has been used in 14 movies. Winner of a $1 million dream home lottery. God knows how many God knows who he's dated or married through the years there, Mike. He's played at like 30 some odd Oktoberfest.
Wow.
And he's 88 and he still rolls the barrel every day. Yeah. So Lyle's like, I'm just going to interview Walter all day. Forget model trains. I want to talk about polka.
There you go.
But we're going there to talk train talk and see what's new and what's new.
So we have that. We have a presentation with the Canadian Cancer Society for the proceeds from all the Princess Isabel sales. We did figurine we did last year. So Izzy was actually the first person that Bernard scanned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
So Izzy will be there. So anybody who wants to take a picture with Izzy or say hi, she'll be running around with the kids. All my girls will be there. So if anyone, wants to say hi to any of the staff, they'll be there. Dundas Junction, James, he'll probably be doing the parking attendant for the first hour or two before we break any bylaws. We've got numerous guys helping over in the manufacturer side, a couple guys helping in the retail side, and then at lunchtime for a toonie. That's right, George. We have toonies in Canada, not $2 bills, not $1 bills. We have toonies. They call them toonies.
Okay.
For a toonie, you get a pizza and a pop.
All right.
That
sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. So we got pizza ordered, and then obviously we're gonna have some coffee on in the morning, and then depending how many people stay over for the 5 to 6, we might do the clinic, and then go to Harvey's as a group after.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
So it's really going to be an exciting day. Tremendous amount of work lead up to this, George.
Yep.
I have to give a lot of props off to my YouTube partner in crime there, TrackSideMike. He has literally just been working 12 and 13-hour days, pulling it off, and I called him like he literally left. So just so you know, George, Mike is a crane operations super management ninja hunter collector extraordinaire for Mammut.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he literally got off a job site with 6-7 cranes at 6 o'clock, and
27.
Yeah, 27 cranes.
Wow.
And and that's for Imperial Oil, also known as Sunoco.
Okay.
Up here in Sarnia.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing this. I did the podcast this week with Lionel, so that aired on Monday.
Okay.
Bernard and I talked about our time in Collinsville and the event, and how Canadians are now referred to as foreigners by Americans. We are your foreigners. We are your cousins to the north, and we are that cousin that you don't invite.
I was just saying the cousin sounds more accurate. I don't know.
I know. I know. But no, I think the show has a good variety of everything. If you want to learn about the basics of entry, we have an entry-level layout that the girls recently scenered from scratch with no prior modeling experience. Now, obviously, my girls they can paint, they can weather, they can quilt, they can do a multitude of things, but they actually built the layout and did the scenery by scratch.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So we have that side. We've got guys that are master modelers that will have weathered models there to show how they did the process. We got showing how it starts of a model from all the samples from all the manufacturers. How many years has Soundtrack's been in business, George? I want to say it's been 25?
33.
33.
Wow.
So
it was late in 1989, the first trade show, so she uses that as the quote-unquote anniversary, but the first trade show was Amherst in 1990.
And that was originally the first ever generation sound decoder?
Yes.
So you guys were pioneers of the market.
In very many aspects of it, yes, including the new Blue Nami.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question. What is the most wildest application you have seen in Blue Nami, and what is the most intricate application you have seen Blue Nami installed on since the launch of the product?
Well, I'd say I've certainly seen a couple of guys use it for 7.5-inch scale riding trains. They use our 4-amp decoder to control a external amplifier so the sound's loud enough, but even with 3 watts, you got plenty of power. But then they'll control that using some sort of servo motor to determine and apply power to the actual electric motor. And I think that probably would tie for the most complex as well, because in order to get all those working, since that's not exactly what that product was designed to do, he had to find a way for that to work in the, inside the model using the higher current motors and the bigger speakers and everything. So I would say that probably ties for both.
What is the most intricate non-HO, O-scale, S-scale application you did? Like, what's the most complicated Lego or other application have you seen?
I'm not really sure because I don't always get notified of all the stuff that people do. So some people may use it for some, definitely some intricate things. I know personally I have some Tsunami 2s that are in the process of getting upgraded, but I have a modern day Jivo that has 22 LEDs in it and uses all 8 lighting outputs and has things like the blue flashing flag, the blue flag light on the dash. It has the red emergency, ditch lights, truck lights, walkway and courtesy step lights, all of that, number boards, everything. So, those tend to get a little bit more complicated, but I'm always happy to teach people how to do it. So I took it to a show one time. Someone's like, "That's awesome. How do I do that?" And I went, "Here's what you need." And then we walked around to the vendors and bought all the stuff he needed. And he took it home and did it and sent me a picture a few weeks later. So
here's a question for you, George.
Okay.
Do you see Blue Nami eventually phasing out Tsunami and becoming industry standard?
I'd always like our product to be industry standard, but as far as phasing out, I don't know. It's still really early on, and since we've just barely released a beta version of the Android, it's kind of hard to predict because I know a lot of Android people were kind of holding out a little bit for obvious reasons. But I do have a beta version available in the Google Play Store that you can operate one locomotive. They're still working on it to complete the app. So it's hard to say at this moment in time. I don't see it replacing, but my personal take, and it's kind of what I'm doing with my stuff, is I don't see any downside to upgrading to the Blue Nami because it's still a Tsunami 2. So you still have all the Tsunami 2 features, but now you get the added benefit of a wireless direct control that you have in your pocket at all times. And you don't have to worry about trying to find a throttle. And inevitably when they do find a wireless throttle, the batteries need to be replaced. And somebody forgot to charge the batteries and they're running around trying to find stuff. You got it in your pocket and you're ready to go in a matter of minutes. So it's hard to say. I mean, like I said, I would love to see it as an industry standard, but it's also because it's a DCC based product, the Bluetooth communication protocol won't probably be shared with other companies because that's a competitive advantage. So from that perspective, who knows?
All right. Do you see Blue Nami as the modernization of the quote-unquote dead rail initiative?
Oh, dead rail. We haven't even talked about dead rail. Absolutely. Because with dead rail, you put a battery on board, connect to your decoder, and you're done. That's all the electronics you need. The decoder will work on DC batteries. So you connect it up, you run your app, and you've now got your battery-controlled locomotive. I actually have an ON3 brass model that has an onboard battery, an 11.1-volt battery in the tender, and I put the speakers and the decoder in the boiler. And I've got well over 100-foot range on that, even with the brass boiler. So it certainly is the way to go for wireless and dead rail.
Okay.
Cool.
Mike, what do you got? Some questions?
I'm just interested in seeing the Blue Nami in action again.
Well, we don't want to give away too much. We want to make sure people come. So, guys, hold on to your questions and come see us this weekend up there at that wonderful train store, Otter Valley Railroad.
All right, so we'll leave some of the other questions for the seminar, George. Favorite hockey team, excluding the excluding the Colorado Avalanche. What's your other hockey team you like?
Is that Boston? Pittsburgh.
No, it looks green to me.
Minnesota North Stars?
Try the more modern version.
Dallas Stars.
I grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. When they moved down there in '92, I was super excited, and that was actually when I really jumped on board the hockey bandwagon. I always wanted to play hockey, and I've always enjoyed it, but down in Texas, it was much other than football.
Got it.
But I will tell you that one of my second teams that I'm always rooting for, Lionel can back this up, are the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, these guys.
But I always have to have a backup ready to go.
Got it.
So
Basement's all Toronto down here, besides the trains.
What's that?
I said the basement down here is all Toronto except the trains.
Oh, gotcha.
There's the hole that goes through the wall.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Well,
guys, I hate to do this, but I got to run. I got to finish up a couple of things. I got to finish up a couple of things, and I know the wife's got dinner ready for me.
Well, George, I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Everyone,
Yes.
come and see us on Saturday for the event. George will be there, and we also have the clinic from 5 to 6.
5 to 6.
And yeah. So thanks again, George. I'll let you go have supper.
Thank you, and looking forward to it.
I'll let you go have supper. Mike will answer a couple of questions, and then we'll sign off. How's that sound, Mikey?
Sounds good. Thanks, George.
Thanks again, George. See you Friday.
In a couple days. All right, take care.
See you on Saturday. Keep it on the tracks.
All right. So I saw a few questions in the chat. I switched over devices and I switched over modems. So let's have just a look. So first one up, I see that we haven't answered. Definitely, I think George's clinic is going to be awesome, and I would encourage everyone who's interested in Blue Nami. And no, Doug, you cannot sign up 3 times for the clinic. Your name can only go down on the form once. Right, Mike?
Yeah. We like the door prizes, eh?
I don't think we're going to be able to live stream it, Mike, but I'm thinking about doing a taping for it.
Yeah,
and then we can post it. What does everybody think about this?
I'll bring my camera and do lots of videos and recordings.
All right, so I'm just kind of scrolling through some of the comments. Michael Shiraka, we do have Halloween cars. And we do have, as well as Bernard has a couple Halloween figurine sets he brings out every year for the mini prints of the month. So definitely check that out. Yep, as Nolan Hare indicated, this has been since 2018, since the last time George was in Ontario for Soundtrack. So definitely worth considering, definitely coming. To answer Gregson Lod's question, you do not have to have Blue Nami in your engines to use soundtracks already. Blue Nami is a feature that allows you to wirelessly control your sound decoders, and you can add up an existing DC model. Okay. Next, see any ones that we kind of missed over there, trackside?
Yeah, I believe Dave back in the chat had one for George, but he's gone.
Okay. I'm just kind of peeling through. Hey, Anthony Borden.
Doug's hoping it works in the new repeated your Fast Tracks to Model Railroad GP9 with the slug.
To answer Crooked River and Eastern,
Yeah.
we have all the trash guns in stock, and we'll be giving everybody an update on the 6000s, the pipe, as well as new announcements on Saturday. So definitely shop early, shop often, and a good variety is on hand. And more of Hilda's handmade loads will be available, as well as new announced loads too, Mike.
Yeah, new announced loads, new products coming out, new announcements. Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time sleeping when Crooked River and Eastern get here in Anthony, but we'll try and get to bed at a somewhat decent time because we got to be up early to be at the store. So
now here's something we haven't talked about, Mike. If I got space for it, should we have a sticker trading table?
sure, I'm gonna bring my stickers in case somebody wants some stickers.
Okay, that wouldn't be a bad idea to have, would it?
No, everybody likes stickers. Bernard probably be bringing his stickers.
Yep.
Am I bringing the show and tell?
Let's see. Maybe some trash weather guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few guys are going to bring stickers, trade stickers, so that's great. Yeah, I can't wait to see the tables that the guys of things that they're working on. I know a couple of them, but I'm not going to give out surprises yet, but I will do videos of some neat stuff happening.
Definitely a reminder. Bernard has still got mini print scans open, so if you want to get scanned, get it booked.
I got to book that.
So that's going on. Definitely, if you guys have any questions, throw them up there. We'll gladly answer. Anybody watching the Facebook live stream, throw it up. On TrackSideMikes or on the OVR channel, throw it up. I think we'll stick around for a few more minutes. We stock all the soundtracks in stock, Crooked Eastern. We're one of Soundtrack's biggest dealers in Canada and one of the biggest ones in North America. We keep it well stocked.
And I've seen a couple posts this week that the stores put up.
Oh, they're rolling, Mikey.
They're rolling hot, eh?
I let them do them thing, and I don't really come in there because
they do their thing.
I let them do their thing.
Hopefully, you got one left for Saturday.
Well, that's the hope, Mike.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Yeah, a little show and tell. Yeah, a lot of great stuff coming up. I think this is definitely bigger and better and badder than last year and the year before, right?
Well, we don't have travel. We don't have tractions. First off, I think that's huge. We've got 3 international vendors. We have Intermountain. We have Soundtracks. We have ESU. Actually, we have 4. We have 4 in Bowser.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Bowser's announcements and updates, as well as new samples. What time does the event start? Throw that Nick Corn question up there, Mike. That's a really good one.
Nick could be there.
So the doors open at 9. The manufacturers will probably be ready at 10, and it rolls straight till 5. The clinic soundtrack goes from 5 to 6. Last year, Mike, we wrapped up at 7. I'm thinking this year we're probably wrapping up between 7 and 7:30.
Yeah, I think it was dark 30 because I left around 11:30, and I got home around.
I got home at
1 or 2 in the morning. Something like that.
It's not called dark 30. It's called dusk to dawn 30.
Yeah, I call that dark 30.
Dusk to dawn 30.
And you're coming home in the dark.
It's just a haze, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to come up and get a picture with either me or Trackside Go via go home or any of the manufacturers. We're going to have that offered. I don't know. I mean, what's there more to say, Mike? I mean, there's not much more we can really say with this event. Rapido's going to have even more. Rapido's going to have samples than we thought. They just announced new stuff today, and they're going to have some samples from that. As well as they got some new production samples that just come in.
Newsletter today from Rapido. So
we were in the newsletter for our event this weekend.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be awesome at 9, eh?
You know, I don't know what to say on this one, Mike. I mean, we're literally pulling every event we could possibly do for this event. Got the food option, got the live music option, got a beautiful store, well stocked. We have some of the best manufacturers in the hobby and the business there. You name it.
There's a good question, Bill.
Hey, Bill, thanks for the question. I gotta say this really respectfully. I don't really want you in the building until 9. Obviously, I would let you in before 9, but I really don't, because I have no idea how that morning's going to be, and you don't know either, Mike.
Yeah,
it could be complete chaos for all I know.
It could be like the mega of megas where they're lined up down the block, or everybody's thinking, nobody will be there early, and they show up early, right? So,
I mean, going to be streams all day.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got some guys that are, you know, I know one group that's traveling 14 hours. 14 hours for this event. And obviously, I don't know if they're coming over or they're doing a halfway point or whatever. But I know a couple groups, they're leaving at 5 or 6 in the morning, and they're going to be there by 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. I'm leaving at 5.
The second that my mind wakes up Saturday, I'm up.
Yeah.
We're gonna fill the front. We're gonna fill the front lot, and then we're gonna fill the back lot, and then we're probably gonna fill the one side street and wrap it around.
Yeah.
We'll do everything we possibly can. Obviously, there will be some accessible accommodation parking available both in the front and the back. We'll have marked out. So if you need that or request it, let us know. Let the parking official, who will likely be a little bit of James or one of the other, help with some of the parking chaos for a bit.
Yeah.
So definitely listen to those people. I mean, you know, every new release is in the building. Every new special order is ready for most guys. Refill, restock, top up, new arrivals, brand new names, new announcements, pre-orders, book signings. Get your book autographed and signed.
Yeah, I got 2 book authors.
Door prizes. Big announcements from all the companies. Watch the magic of Bernard 3D scan people. Learn about joining the NMRA.
Let's talk a little bit about the MRA.
So the NMRA is the National Model Railroads Association, and our division is NMRA Canada. So you and Mike, we're in what's called the Western Ontario Division, and we're in the Niagara Frontier region. That is our region, okay? And I like Crooked Research. That Uber, he just needs a Tim's, and he is on his way hot down that 402.
Straight to Notch 8.
So what makes the NMRA great? Well, first off, it's the organization of the hobby. It's the association of the hobby. Obviously, a portion of the membership goes towards the national and performance and compliance. Also, it helps with organizing committees, the monthly bulletin. They just recently had their convention and the National Train Show, as well as it also goes to the local chapter to put on events like a meet and greet, like a manufacturer's workshop, like coming out to an OVR event, you name it. They're going to have their learning layout there. They're going to have their educational stuff as well as their membership. You name it. Have you thought about joining the band, Mike?
Yeah, I definitely have questions for him when I'm there, right?
Yeah,
Find
I
out
think
what
it's a great
all about.
I think it's a great opportunity to.
Yeah.
Um,
James says meet Sparky. Yeah, Sparky will be there and a couple other guys. And
He'll be in everybody's video photo bombing it. Don't you worry. Everyone will know
you live?
who Sparky is.
Yeah. You live?
Yeah. You live?
Yeah. But no, it's going to be a great day, right? There's a lot of great stuff to happen. I know, depending on the time of the day after, I think guys want to go up there. I think he's got his house open to go see some trains in the train shed, and run trains. Am I going to do the polka?
Absolutely.
Oh, you never know.
We're gonna be in the pit doing a spiral and on each other's arm, and we're just kind of going back and forth, singing "We're in the trains, we're in the trains." Yeah.
Yeah. Trains.
It's thinking about this, Mike. I've known you now for 5 years, and you've helped me now for the third year doing this event, and you helped me with Springfield and some of the shop renovations and expansion and the recycle shed, and help with my layout. That in 2 years ago, we'd taken that simple idea of an event that we could only do because our province was locked down and restricted, and we had only domestic Ontario manufacturers, ITLA, Sylvan, Mini Prince, Aurora, and Rapido. And went from that little genesis of an idea to likely one of the biggest regional events in a 10 to 12 hour drive.
Yeah. It's not far from Buffalo border. It's not far from the Ohio-Michigan border.
Midpoint to Detroit, midpoint to Port Huron, midpoint to Niagara Falls or Buffalo.
Yeah. You want me to bring my bagpipes? I'd have to hand out everybody earplugs.
Oh God, he's gonna go kilt on us now.
It'd be loud in that building.
But no, I was thinking about that this morning, Mike, and how humbling and gratifying it is how much from 2 years ago of that Sandra and I showed of our first thought of freight car.
Yeah.
To now having almost 3 freight cars delivered with more announcements on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited for the announcements as well.
And a pipeline with announcements to come for years now. I'm just blown away, Mike. That's not a bad drive from Cleveland. I mean, other than going to a Cleveland Browns game this week, the Indians aren't making the playoffs, and God forsakes, the Blue Jays aren't going to make them either, Mike. They're losing tonight again.
Whoa! They lost again tonight.
Tone is there.
Texas.
American Steve is with Canadian Steve. So Stephen Cousins is in Toronto.
Oh, nice. Nice.
To answer Bill Kinkle's question, we'll worry about next year. We'll worry about next year after this weekend.
Maybe the Civic Center.
I got asked last weekend if I have the Fremo Club next year. They're going to ask for 6,000 square feet.
Oh wow! Really?
That's a giant layout, Mike.
Yeah, that's huge.
like giant.
That's a good idea for next year.
If we're gonna get killed, I won't ask if he's regimental. Instead of keep it on the tracks, it'll be keep the pants on.
Yeah. Aye, laddie. But no, definitely looking forward to seeing everybody there, seeing the manufacturers,
And there's
seeing what's new.
one big takeaway, guys. This might be your only opportunity to see some of those samples. So, for instance, are you thinking about a Rapido D10? They're going to have it. Think about a Royal Hudson 2816. I mean, there's an iconic one. They're going to have that there. Or phosphate hoppers, the silver ones that they have, the yellow tops, Mike. I love those cars. The NSC ballast cars they just announced. There'll be updates on that. RS18U's coming out soon. RSC 14s. N-scale center beams. HO center beams. Bowser updates on the RS3 program, the SD40-2, the SD40-2F, the SD40Ws, more big Elcos. Maybe we'll finally get that C415 that they keep teasing us.
Ooh.
Ben's always got something cooking at Aurora.
Yeah.
What new announcements he got? What new tooling samples is he showing?
And
maybe he's got something going to show that. Maybe he's got something going to show that the industry's never even seen before.
Yeah.
What's OVR trains got in the lineup? What have I got hidden under my sleeve?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Bernard's got new announcements. Nick has a series of brands unveiling at ITLA.
Oh, sweet.
And
those
Kevin
are nice.
Hall, industry author for. Yep.
Or I'm just saying, those
Beautiful
are nice
kits.
wood kits that
Laser.
you could. Yeah, laser cut.
Canadian made.
Yeah, clean, crisp. And if you're
indoors kits.
Yeah, if you're worried about space on your layout, like where you want to put it up against the backdrop or something, it's perfect. It's like scale bang on.
If you need a thin front or fake front, whatever, it works.
Wall flat, they got it all.
But no, I mean, you got Kevin Holling, who's been in numerous Morning Sun books recently. He did the Via for years in the Tempo.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you stumble into a home run and you get interviewed by the evil overlord and be on one of the fans editions of the podcast.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went.
Yeah, right? He was doing interviews, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did an interview with me, and he goes, he kind of had me like stumped because I was, I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, Lionel give me an interview and give the old saying at the end, and the subway chimes go.
Yeah.
Is that the best you got? I said no. Subway chimes go.
With gusto. So, give me subway chimes with gusto. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Can't wait.
First time you met Andrew, he goes, well, Andrew, you should hear what Lauren's got to say about you. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna bury me right now.
Yeah. You never know what he's gonna say.
George Duca, White River. He's got his recent book out. Really cool. I think a lot of people are going to be interested to see the new Extreme Weathering book from White River Productions. That's got Rob Arsenal in the book. It's got Butch Eiler. It's got all different types of extreme weathering. Really cool stuff.
And you never know who's going to show up there, really.
There might be a couple surprise people show up in the crowd.
Yeah. I've met people from BC there.
Europe.
Engineers and
last year there was 4 guys from Italy at our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, if you're looking for stuff after the show, we have GeoRail. Not even 2 minutes from the shop. You can go over and see their Jeep 9 Chop Nose XCP in the tank farm.
Yeah.
and all that on the OSR yards on Tilson Ave, or you could go and do a quick pop in at the OSR shops in Salford. And if you really need to fix a mainline trains, mainline trains are in Ingersoll on the CN, Zora on the CP, or if you want both class 1s, they're just in Woodstock, just 35 minutes away. Or you know what? Maybe you'll stick around for the clinic at 5 to 6 and hear all the great things about Soundtracks, Blue Nami. Soundtracks has been in business for 33 years, Mike.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I might bring some.
And they're really coming out with cutting edge stuff. I mean, heck, they probably saved Deaver from having a stroke. Now he's going to have sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then afterwards, if you want to, have a hamburger and a poutine with the boys and the girls at the Harveys.
Yeah.
Join us.
We're down the street and around the corner. Not towards town, but just outside
and
town.
Not past the burned out Walmart either.
That's right. We'll show you how to get there, Lionel.
Onto the hole.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened last time. They went to Cortland.
Yeah, you went the wrong way.
Hey, you know what? Maybe you want to go to the Cortland Bakery before you go to Otter Valley. The Cortland Bakery opens up at 8 a.m. If anyone's looking for a Danish or a pastry fix, Cortland Bakery. We could talk about the other attractions in the area. The Bar Antique, just 15 minutes down the road on the way to Turkey Point. All the wineries, Burning Kill, you name it, down there on Front Road, down in Turkey Point, Long Point. Maybe people want to. What's the one coming out by the Tillsburg Airport? Candy shop.
A big bakery there.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it. But...
It's something else that we forgot to tell everybody. But there's going to be an air show over our building all day. You forgot about that, Mike? The Tillsburg Air Show.
In Tillsburg?
Yes.
Oh, because last weekend was London. They had the air show in London.
Yep. So the air show is in Tillsonburg. So definitely there's going to be flyovers and stuff to check out there. The Harvards. You name it.
Parachuters.
Yeah.
Possible.
So, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend. And great show.
So, if George is coming.
George is coming.
Are you going to ask him to make you a special sound decoder for saying keep it on the tracks on your sound car?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then Bernard's doing that outhouse 3D.
The portable potty.
Yeah.
With sound.
Never know.
Yeah.
Could end up saying when you open the porty potty door, keep it on the tracks.
Or in the words of Isabel, can you close the door? I want privacy.
And on that note.
Oh, she's going to hate me when she sees this video as a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. The things we do.
Why'd you say that, Daddy?
Well, you got anybody have any other questions before we cut it for the night?
We'll stay for a couple more minutes. Any more questions in the chat here, guys? Post them. Let us know. Certainly having to change devices again was kind of divisive, but we got it to work.
Yeah. A couple guys heading out. Early mornings. I know that feeling.
Every day feels like an early morning lately, Mike.
Oh, 4 comes early.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Psyched about Saturday. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think everybody.
A lot of guys.
I think everybody in the hobby is excited for what's going to be announced, what's going to be available. the great energy of the hobby community will be on display, Mike, on Saturday. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's what, tomorrow's Thursday, so it's gonna be here before you know it.
The countdown is rolling.
She's rolling.
She is.
I still got lots to do before then.
Oh, I got a lot to do still too.
You know. But we'll get through it.
Yeah. And certainly it's going to be an exciting day. There's certainly a lot of work to do. I know you've got a list. My wife's got a list.
Yeah.
Girl's got a list. I've got multiple things I got to do tomorrow, plus all day Friday, and then Saturday morning, and then so.
Yeah.
I think on that note, Mike, remember, when you're OVR for life.
Wolfpack. All right.
The Wolfpack will definitely be in the house on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you Saturday.
Yep, we'll be there.
Thanks again, Mike, and I'll let you do the honor, and I'll let you do the honors closing out.
All right, folks. Till the next one. You know it. Keep it on the tracks. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you Saturday.
See you on Saturday, guys.